Morning, guys. So I've got a little bit of a controversial one. Is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. You might remember it if you're from Sheffield, and sort of go on the Sheffield Star website. The newspaper. And this little boy. This boy was 12. This boy was in court on Wednesday, I think it was. So it's sort of back in the news again. And basically, the 12-year-old is charged with the death of a 16-year-old nannan. I can't pronounce this lady's name, so I'm not going to. I don't want to come across as disrespectful or anything, so we'll just call her Mrs. Grant. So basically, what happened was this 12-year-old boy, he faced murder charges, but yesterday the court accepted a lower charge of death by dangerous driving. And the boy, he can't be named for sort of legal reasons because of his age and stuff, so he sort of can't be named. And he appeared in Crown Court, like I said, and then he's got to go back for sentencing on the 1st of December this year. And the incident that resulted in taking this Mrs. Grant's life, she was a 16-year-old nannan, and she lived in Sheffield, and she was on let me think now, Green Hill. I think I will double check that. And she attempted to stop this boy from stealing her car on April the 5th this year. And Mrs. Grant, she died outside her home on Green Hill. It is Green Hill in Sheffield. About 7:30, she dies from her injuries. Now, at around 7 p.m, we'll call him Child A because we don't know his name, do we? And he's seen on CCTV in, Mrs. Grant's house. She's obviously got CCTV. I don't know, maybe it doesn't actually say, but I would imagine it's like a door ring cam or something, or maybe it is CCTV pointing at the car. I don't know, but obviously it's picked something up, and somehow. It doesn't say whether she was just checking it, watching it, or whatever, but it's got alerted, and she's watching it, and she sees in real time this boy A attempting to steal her car. Now her first initial instinct isn't. She doesn't seem to call the police. She decides to go. Well, it doesn't say she does. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, but one of her first instincts, then we'll word it like that, is to go outside and stop the car being stolen. Now, in mind, this lady doesn't know whether there's a gang of people, or a duo, or if there's one. She's not aware of if the thieves have if they built like big brick shit houses, or if they built a middle-aged scrawny man. She's not aware. She's not aware if these the people or person inside the car are armed. She doesn't know if they've got like a water pistol or whether they've got a real gun. She doesn't know if they're armed with a zombie knife from Halloween last year, or whether it's razor sharp and it's stainless steel real. She doesn't know this, and in my opinion, it is just a car. I mean, whatever way this car belongs to her, whether it be a mobility car, whether she bought it herself, whether it's on finance, either way, all three scenarios are replaceable. They're going to get replaced. Let someone take it. It is just a car. Let me just pop my broken glasses back on. So, she decides that she's going to put herself in front of this car, well, behind it, because it's reversing, okay? And she thinks that obviously this is going to make the people who's in the car, or persons in the car, she's not aware because she stood behind it, that they're not going to run her over. Well, he does. He reverses and it knocks her down, and she knocks back and her head hits the floor, causing like I said, a head impact in the floor, and she's trapped under the car. Now her husband appears. I really don't know why her husband didn't come out, to be honest, and from the beginning. But hey ho, so the husband appears, and he's decided he's going to try and smash the window to get the the driver out, the culprit out, which he doesn't obviously succeed, and the 12-year-old boy reverses over, and speeds off, causing horrific injuries, and she was pronounced dead on the scene. And yesterday, the court hearing in front of the High Judge, Mrs. Justice May, she adjourned the sentencing to be, like I said, on the 3rd. Did I say the 3rd? Let me just check. The 1st of December, sorry. Okay. The actual date that was in court was the 3rd. See, I knew 3rd. 3rd came in somewhere. Now, outside the court, obviously, this detective, they're talking, giving a little speech, on behalf of the family, let them have their sort of, their time and respect their wishes, and, to leave them alone, blah, blah, blah. And it's horrific what's happened. What do you all think? Now, my opinion is going to be quite bizarre to most of you. Whether some agree with me, choose not, secretly agree, or they loudly and proudly agree, I don't know. But I also watch a programme, just jumping forward and coming back to this in a minute. I also watch it's called Kids, what is it now? I'm sat watching it now, actually. It's about they've committed a crime when they were children, and they're adults now. And at the time, when at sentencing, they was given either life, death sentence, or life without parole. And they go and they re sort of get back in front of the court to lessen the sentence, because this new sort of laws coming in America and the state where you can't give a child life without parole. So then I watched that, but and I hear some people saying, the victims, the relatives of the victims, sorry, sort of, and I can understand they've got it through their anger and their bitterness, and their, they want to see the person fully punished for the rest of their life, and that's why people do go off like that, because should this child be done for murder? Do you think they can change? And how long should he serve? So let's strip it down. Let's strip the layers of the onion down, strip it down. Now, so like I said, should he be charged with murder, or should he be charged with what, the lesser charge of death by dangerous driving? I mean, for murder, they wouldn't have got that in court anyway, because they said that they wouldn't have to have been able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he intended to go and sort of hurt her, which obviously he didn't. We've got to take his age into consideration. I mean, he's 12 years old. He's 13 now, but he was 12 at the time. Does he know right from wrong? I mean, when this came out, it's on Facebook the other night, and I'm commenting on some things, was me very vocal, and people are like, he's a feral child, and I'm like, wow, you're not describing a dog, and I was talking to my friend this morning before they went to work about it. It was more about the TV show, but it's like, how can I put this? At the end of the day, a child looks up and gets its guidance, its role models, its its morals, their morals. They're learning from right and wrong, their structure, their guidance, their discipline, their consequence, all from obviously the adults in the house, the parents. And it's like a cat or a dog, isn't it? If you sort of make a dog open the door and let the dog go out and it's got to fend for itself and find its own food, it will become feral. And if it's out there long enough, and eventually you get it back or you catch it again or whatever, it's not going to be the same dog that you let go. If you sort of open, what I mean is if you open the door and let the dog run out, and a year later you decide that you want that dog back and you go and get it back, you will not get the same dog back or cat back, because it will have had to have defended for itself, fended for its own food, basically just fend for itself. And it will be ingrained in that dog or cat. And, that the dog won't know right from wrong. So if you've got a sandwich on the table, and after a year of ferreting for food, it'll take that sandwich off the table, and it won't know it's doing wrong. It won't have grown up, obviously for that length of time, that cat or dog hasn't been in a household of love. Now, clearly, this little boy hasn't really come from somewhere with love. I don't know that. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say anything about his family. But for a 12-year-old to be out stealing cars, this is how I look at it, a bit more deeper than that. And why is it a 12-year-old thinking about stealing cars? How the hell can a 12-year-old fucking drive? So it's not like the first time he'll have stolen cars. So he's obviously been around people who are influencing him, but it's to such a young age. You expect this from somebody who's in late teens, really, don't you? Where's his parents? Why are his parents okay that he goes out? I know the parents don't know what he's doing. You could argue where the parents don't know what the kids are doing when they go out. No, they don't. But this isn't sort of, I'm going out to Ben's house for tea and coming back at 7, is it? Where is he? Why aren't they bothered? This little boy should be upstairs on a computer or, doing his homework on his laptop, coming down for his tea in a household full of love and structure. This wouldn't have happened if that was the case. Should the parents be prosecuted? The list is absolutely endless on the boy's side. Can he be rehabilitated? How long do you think he should get? Or do you think he should go to prison? What consequences fits this when you take into consideration all the factors? And like I say, I've mentioned a few. Can you think of any more factors that you could sort of take into consideration when the judge does decide to sentence him? So I thought we'd do this video, and then pop the comments below. Tell me what you think. What should be considered, and what would you give him? What sentence would you give him, and what charge do you think he should be facing? Now, then you've also got to look at why is a 60-year-old woman? Again, I mean, absolute no disrespect. Want to go out and sort of try and save this car. You don't. Somebody's stealing your car, so they're not going to be, your sort of friends from church stealing your car, are they? They're going to be part of maybe a gang, or a proper, a car thief ringing gang, or joyriders. Either way, they're going to probably not give a fuck because they don't care that they're robbing your car. So you're not going to be able to go and reason with them and talk to them, are you? So why would you not just let them take it? You got it on CCTV. Hand that to the police. Because, I'm thinking as though I wouldn't ring the police for anything, but if you're sort of this law-abiding citizen, this Mrs. this nannan, Mrs. Grant was, the sound of it anyway, as most people are, I guess, you would just hand that to the police, and they're going to pick him up. I don't know, but What would you have done? What would you guys have done? But answer me as though you're a 60-year-old woman. Not some young one who can take a baseball bat out and probably drag the kid out the car. Answer it as though you're 60. What would you have done? You're a 60-year-old nannan. Are you going to go and risk your life? Because at the end of the day, she probably, one, you could get run over like what happened. Two, you don't know if there are people inside that car. How many there is, you don't know that. Even if she saw the actual first initial act, of him getting in the car. So she knows there's only one, even if she does know. Don't know if that person's armed. If they're armed, what with? And most importantly, are they going to be willing to use it? It is just a car. Even if that car was your pride and joy, and you'd saved for years for it. I mean, I don't know what car it was. I don't know how the car got there. As in, I don't know if the person, the victim bought it, was bought for her, or it was on finance, or it was on lease, or it was on mobility. Either way, all can be replaced and would be replaced fairly quickly. Is there any point to it? This lady's lost her life. Yes, at the hands of somebody running her over, but she kind of put herself in that position. Do you think that should be taken into consideration? So pop your comments at the end. Tell me what you think. I've lost a few subscribers. I think they don't like my opinion on stuff. So don't forget, babe, if you ever watch your videos, guys, and you don't agree with me, you don't have to leave the channel whatsoever. It's good that people do agree and don't agree. That's what we're here for. We're here. This channel's here as well as to bring awareness of things. It's also to have nice looking, debates, express our opinions, make them known, try and change somebody's opinion. But all without falling out, all without getting narky, all without leaving, So yeah, pop your comments at the end. Let's tell you what I think and we'll do a follow-up to it. See you later, guys.